let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the black has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for joining us today here at the Chopinick Ridge. We are here with Scenic Hudson and Harambe, and we'd like to thank you for joining us with this blessing of the land of Sojourner Truth, a part of her walk and a part of her journey. I would like to thank Juma Sultan for always with your inspiring drumming, and Miss Evelyn Clark with your beautiful voice as usual. Thank you. I was asked to speak just on a personal note about what Sojourner Truth means to me and how she inspires me. And the biggest thing that I get from Sojourner Truth is resilience, perseverance, strength, and determination. And those are the things that inspire me in my life from her, to never give up. Because she could have walked her path and went on about her business, and she didn't have to come back to get anyone. She didn't have to come back to get her son. But she did it because of her dedication, because of her loyalty. And those are all qualities that we should have and take from Sojourner Truth. And those are qualities that I walk with now in my activism and in my life to keep me motivated and to keep me going. And just when I think I'm too tired to keep going, I think of what she must have been going through to get what she had to get done, to get her son, to get her life, to get her freedom, and to bring freedom to many others. And that is what motivates me and keeps me going. So I would like to thank her as an inspiration beyond words of inspiration that she is to me in my life. So right now, we're going to be blessed again with Evelyn Clark. She's going to come to us with a prayer and a libation and a story of Sojourner Truth. Evelyn Clark.
God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, we've come today to honor our ancestors. Stony was the road they trod, and bitter was the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope, unborn, had died. Yet with a steady beat, have now our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. For those who were lost, stolen, left behind, beaten, whipped, bound in chains. For those who were murdered, maimed, lynched. We will stay on the path to freedom. For those who stood on the auction block, for the children who were snatched from their mother's breast, for those who labored in the mills, built the roadways, hewed the stone for the houses that stand as a testimony to their contribution to this land today. We will stay on the pathway to freedom. For those who face degradation and despair in life, and who were dishonored and discarded in death, we will stay on the path to freedom. For those who labored from sun up to sun going down, who were forced to sing their sacred songs in a strange land, we will stay on the pathway of freedom. For Sojourner Truth, we acknowledge her life, her sacrifice, her determination to be free. For Sojourner Truth, we will stay on the pathway to freedom. Ashe. 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 Welcome to all those who are tuning in to our Pathway to Freedom event. This is a celebration of the legacy, the land, and light. This collaborative event is sponsored by Harambe, a community-based organization which is committed to bringing all people together, and Scenic Hudson. Scenic Hudson is dedicated to preserving the landscapes of the Hudson Valley, including where we are today at Chopinic Ridge in Esopus, New York. This land was the home of the Esopus, an indigenous tribe of the Lenape Nation who lived here on Chopinic Ridge. Today we honor and celebrate this land where Sojourner Truth walked to freedom. Yes, she walked. Sojourner Truth did not run away to escape slavery. She walked away. In 1826, in her 29th year of bondage, Sojourner Truth shook off the shackles of slavery and walked away to freedom. She prayed to God. How could she leave? She said, Lord, how can I go? I'm afraid to go at night. And if I go in the day, I'll be seen. And the Lord answered her. He told her to go in that in-between time, that time between the ending of night and the beginning of the next day. In that little piece of sliver of space, that is when Sojourner Truth left slavery behind, carrying her infant daughter, Sophia, and a few meager provisions. As the new day dawned, she made her way up Chopinic Ridge on her pathway to freedom. And this fall, there will be a permanent trail opening in honor of Sojourner Truth. The Sojourner Truth Trail will be dedicated to educating people about the life and character of this remarkable woman. Sojourner Truth rose from slavery to speak truth to power. She became an abolitionist, a suffragette, an evangelist, and a civil rights activist. Yes. She was indeed a sojourner for truth. Ashe, 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 Ashe.
Thank you, Evelyn Clark. What an inspiring story. If you're not inspired by that, your soul, something's wrong with it. Up next, we have a praise dance by Miss Teresa Briggs. change. Amen. Whew. Up next, we have Miss Deborah Zool with a portrayal of Sojourner Truth.
Good morning.
Morning.
The question in my mind was not one easily solved. How can I get away? So, as was usual my custom, I told God that I was afraid to go in the night, and in the day everybody could see me. The thought came to me because God always answers prayer.
Yes, ma'am.
And he said, just before dawn, and get out of the neighborhood where I was before the people would begin to stir. That's a good thought. God, thank you for that thought. So, because I believe in God, I acted upon it. And one fine morning, a little before daybreak, you might have seen me stealing out of the back of the house of Master Dumont. I had my Sophie in one arm, and I had all that I owned in this arm. And the weight, which I never found so convenient as I do today, because I carry a cotton handkerchief with my things in it. I came up on the summit of this high hill, a considerable distance from my masters. But the sun was coming up, and it was affording me where I could see and people could see me. But thank God, no one appeared. I even sat down and I fed my baby. And again, I turned the thoughts to God, my only help. And I prayed to him for some safe asylum. And soon it came to me. There was a man living somewhere in the direction where I was pursuing by the name of Levi Rowe, whom I had known, and who would be likely to befriend me. So I went on to his house, where I found him ready to entertain me and assist me, though he was then on his deathbed. He bade me partake of the hospitalities of his house, and he knew 2 good places where I could hide out. Soon his wife came home and she showed me everything. And then I began to see things more clearly. And I said, that's the place for me. I shall stop there. And I went there and found good people in the house of Mr. and Mrs. Van Wagoner. They were not home, but I was kindly received, and hospitality was afforded me by their excellent mother until they returned. When they arrived, I sat down with them and I told them my plight, and they listened to me, assuring me that I would never have to go back where it came from. And they were willing to give me employment. And being a slave for so long, they gave me my own bedroom. And when they looked in on me at night, they didn't find me in the bed, and they got a little scared. But I was under the bed because that's where I had always slept, on the floor of any of the masters that I had. I hadn't been there long when Master Dumont came after me. And he told me that I would have to go back with him. He said, you ran away, Isabella. Y'all don't know my name was Isabella Bonefree. But God gave me a name, Sojourner. I was to be his person, his pilgrim. And I said that he spoke the truth. And so that's where Sojourner Truth comes from. He said I ran away from him, and I told him, no, I did not run. No, I did not run. I walked. Amen. By daylight, nor because you had promised me a year earlier that my time was up. He replied, you must go back with me, and if you don't, I will take your child. You ever been around a mama when their child is in trouble? I didn't have to look at him. I just gave him the look. Not today. Mr. Isaac Van Warner, he had come home. He then had been so distraught. He had never been in the practice of buying and selling slaves. He did not believe in slavery. But rather than have me taken back by force, he bought my services for a year, and he paid my master $20 and $5 more for Sophia. The sum was paid, and Master Dumont departed, but not until he heard Mr. Van Wagoner tell me not to ever call him master again. Eden, there's only one master, and he is who is your master now. Thank y'all kindly for hearing me.
Thank you, Deborah Zool, as I so affectionately call her, Mama Zool. And back again to bless us with another song is Miss Evelyn Clark.
Well, the good book says, let your light so shine before men that they see your good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven. And we are here to celebrate. We've celebrated the legacy, and we've celebrated the land. Let us celebrate the light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, yes, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine, 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 shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, shine, 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 shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, shine, 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 shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Let it shine and get your vitamin D.
Amen.
We want to thank everybody for coming out today. We want to thank all that joined us on Facebook. And we hope you enjoyed the dedication and the ceremony put on by Scenic Hudson for Harambe at Chopinick Ridge. Thank you very much.
Thank you.